if you have watched the last 3 videos that I made, where I'm essentially wearing the same thing, I'm in the same environment, that is because I am currently on my 4th video in a row. And I have to say, those last 3 videos, I have been really sharp in them. And I am so full of it right now that I am on my 4th video in a row. And initially, when I first started microdosing psychedelics, I saw that I could sit down and make 5, 6, 7, 8, and one time I made 14 videos in a row. And they were all extraordinary videos, very much in flow, very much in harmony with the Tao. And that is primarily why I fell in love with microdosing, and that's why I have been microdosing for the last 2 years. However, I found something new. I found something more reliable. I found something more internal that is giving me the same effects of microdosing. Exactly, copy paste, carbon copy. Except for I don't have to take anything. I don't have to rely on anything. I simply have to do the practice, which is really, it's an inner work type practice. And that is the practice of meditation. And I'm going to give you the specific meditation. There are so many of them. I'll give you the specific one that really is going to put you in a state of flow. I'm currently on the 4th video in a row. I have a feeling that it's the last one simply because I would like to go and do more meditation after. Okay? But I am in the state that I get into often with microdosing, which is a total state of flow. Like I could do this forever. Okay? So, meditation is very powerful. I believe that this is the end of the microdosing experiment, which was a wonderful experiment. And I'm going to keep psychedelics now, like I used them in the early stages. Big dosage every now and then. Every now and then. Just if there's something that I want to see, I want to experience what it's like to be God for whatever reason, or I want to see where I am now in terms of my meditation practice and where it's taking me. But there is absolutely no need any longer on my part for microdosing, because meditation gives me the exact same effects, except for you're now doing the inner work. And I talked about meditation being a sport. You're from the inside out now, rewiring your brain. You're rewiring your brain to perceive, to be in the world in a certain way, and you're developing these habits that are going to stay with you for a lifetime. So I no longer makes sense for my particular case where I am to microdose anymore, because then I would simply be wasting valuable acid that I could just use for big trips that will really shake me, give me an ego death type experience. So the last experience that I had, it was so profound that I came back and I decided to do Vipassana, and I decided to just meditate, because I'm like, I want to be God all the time, and this is the way to do it. I'm just going to have to now put in the work and practice. So, I do different meditations every day. Different ones. Basically, all day I'm doing a form of meditation or another. And the one particular meditation that I found for the state of flow, in the world right here, and I'll explain to you why this one specifically, is what is known in the yogic circles as Trataka. Trataka. The practice of Trataka is the practice of picking an object, any object you want. A water bottle if you want. Get a water bottle here. Or a pen, let's say a pen. Okay? And putting the pen in front of you, picking a particular point. Like if you see this pen here, it's got a green point. So pick a point. You could do this with a candle flame because you could see, it's a point right there. And simply stare at that point, stare at that point, stare at that point, stare at that point, stare at that point. Don't take your eyes off of it. Don't take your eyes off of it. Don't take your eyes off of it. Time yourself, put a timer there. You're not taking off your eyes off the point until time's up, until the alarm goes off. And if you do this every day for an hour, you're going to be in a state of flow. It's the equivalent of microdosing. This is the equivalent of taking a psychedelic microdose. You will be microdosed. You do this twice a day. Do it in the morning. Do it again, either in the evening, early evening, so to keep the state of flow. Because if you're not mindful throughout the day, you will begin to lose it. You will begin to lose the state of flow. So you stare at a point. It could be a candle flame, any object. I get a tree leaf. I put it here. I'm using this mini tripod, but I put the leaf here. I pick a point in the leaf and I just stare at the leaf. They're usually dotted. So I pick a dot in the leaf and I just stare at the thing for an hour. Now what happens in this meditation is at first your mind is cluttered with thoughts. So you're sitting there looking at this dot in the leaf and your mind is racing. Your mind is racing, right? It's what am I gonna eat today? Should I just do smoothies today? Should I just do coconut water? I think I'll eat something. Here comes another thought form, like, hey, should you go to the ATM? Is it time? Is it time to withdraw money? You gotta go back after the meditation. Go check. Do you have enough money for the next few days, or should you go to the ATM? And then on and on in the beginning. It's the clutter, right? All the different thoughts. And I recommend that you either hum or slow down your breath or use music, whichever you feel. Because it'll not narrow down what is happening. So, for example, it'll narrow down, if you listen to music, for example, the thoughts will calm down. You have two things that are going to calm you down. The dot in the leaf, the thing you're looking at, the object, and the music. Or, what I did today is I hummed. I hummed for half an hour, and then I listened to music for half an hour. All in the meanwhile, straight looking at the dot. Straight looking at the dot. Okay, my eyes aren't taken off. And after a while of doing this, you will blink less even. You will become very concentrated on the object. You'll even start to blink less. And ideally, when you get really good at this practice, supposedly you won't even blink. If you get really good at it, you could be there for an hour not blinking because you're so concentrated, you're so focused. I could see that because I've been doing this now for 10 days and I'm seeing that I'm getting better at it because it's like a sport. Again, you practice something, you get better at it. You're not special. There's nothing special about it. You're gonna get better at it whether you like it or not. If you're sitting there looking at something for an hour, developing your concentration, you're gonna have better concentration. I don't care who you are and how stupid or dumb or smart you are. You'll get better at it. So, I recommend, because in the beginning, you're gonna have a lot of thoughts. And by the way, even if you don't hum, even if you don't watch your breath, you will calm down naturally. Just the looking at something, just straight, it will calm down the thoughts. But if you wanna even calm them down quicker and faster and more effectively, watch your breath, breathe through your nose, out through your mouth, or hum as you're looking at the dot, and it'll calm down your thoughts. And now we have two things to focus on. Either the breath and the dot on the leaf or the object, or the humming, the sound of the hum and the humming, and looking at the thing. And eventually, you want to just be able to concentrate on one thing only, which is the thing you're looking at. Okay, that's probably going to take a lot of practice and stuff. However, what I'm seeing now from this specific practice, this specific meditation, because each meditation will impact you in a different way. Now that I'm about 10 days in, daily, every day, just an hour, sometimes 2 hours even. I think today will be 2 hours because I'm really feeling it. It's one of my favorite meditations to just stare at something, develop concentration. what I'm starting to experience more and more is the state of flow, which I'm so familiar with as a result of microdosing for 2 years. To the point where I realize it is no longer necessary to microdose. Why? I mean, it doesn't make sense now, because if this become a habit now to do this 1 hour a day. And pretty soon I think I'll make it like a 2-hour thing to just stare at something and keep the other time for other meditations. But I really like this meditation because it makes you more effective in the world. And why is this one specifically make you more effective? Because you're open-eyed, you're here. You're not closing your eyes, seeing lights or something. This specific meditation will help you in this world, in day to day. And that's the state of flow. It will help you right here in the world where you are. It'll put you in a state, because your eyes are open, you're here. You're here. Your ears are open, your eyes are open, you're here. So then the meditation's over, but you've been staring at something for an hour, and then you can't help but be here. Because if you've stared at something for an hour, whether you like it or not, you're gonna be here. You're gonna be right here. And you're gonna be calmer, your mind's gonna be calmer, your concentration will be improved. And therefore, you're in the state of flow. Now, in the beginning, this is a very difficult thing. Don't start with an hour. Set an alarm for 20 minutes and increase 5 minutes every day until you get to an hour. If you feel you're ready for it, just go straight for an hour. You're not gonna die. Guarantee you that you're not gonna die. Okay? So you're gonna be fine. But it's up to you. You can increase it, start with 20 minutes, increase by 5 minutes each time. And then yeah, see, I wanna take it up to 3 hours at a time. I'm even changing my schedule now with the teaching kids. I'm gonna just teach heavily for two days and then have 5 days, because I wanna start to do that kind of stuff. I wanna start to just sit there and stare at something for 3, 4, 5 hours. And I really like this particular practice of just Trataka, staring. It's one of the important practices in Ashtanga yoga. So it's up to you where you want to take it. But if you want to just naturally microdose, be in a state of flow, do this every day for an hour. Do it for an hour. If you want to keep it the whole day, do it twice. Do it one hour in the morning, 1 hour at night. Now let me ask you this. You might be like, well, 1 hour is too much, Saeed. We don't all have the luxury like you and all this time on your hands to do all this stuff. I gotta do this and I gotta do that. Okay. You spend at least 1 hour on social media. Creeping people's profiles on Facebook, checking out asses and titties on Instagram, etc., etc. You spend at least 1 hour on social media, wasting your time. Because your mind is so chaotic, so you go, right? Because your mind is taking you everywhere. It's not steady, it's not calm. Take that 1 hour and stare at something. Anything. Okay? If you like titties so much, pick a pair of titties and stare at the nipple. Okay? Do that. Just stare at something. Just stare for an hour instead of wasting your time on social media. You'll see a big difference. You're not even gonna wanna go and because you'll be calmer, you'll be more concentrated. You're naturally not gonna be inclined to go from like a drunken monkey, right? From one Instagram model to another, or from one Facebook profile to another, because you're even calmer, so you're not even inclined to do that type of behavior anymore. The more and more you get into this practice, you have at least an hour to do this. There's no excuse at all. If you want to keep this all day, from day to night, just do it once in the morning, once in the evening, or when you feel like you're coming out of flow. Once you feel like I'm not so much in flow anymore, I feel like I'm thinking now more, I'm more self-conscious, then be like, well, it's time to sit down again and stare at a pair of titties, stare at nipples, or stare at a leaf. Right now I'm doing a leaf with dotted leaves, tree leaves, but I change it up. Sometimes it's my hands, but I find if I'm holding my hands like this too much, my hand hurts and stuff, so it's much more comfortable for me to just sit like this, cross-legged, and just look at something, have it there. So currently it's the tree leaf, but I change them up. I think I'm gonna get crystals, because apparently if you look at a crystal and if you become the crystal and you have your concentration there, apparently you pick up a lot of information. Because the crystals are so smart and intelligent, and they store information. So I'm gonna look into doing it with crystals. Right, but again, if you're still addicted to these Instagram models, just again, pick one pair of titties and just look at the nipple. So this is very powerful. It induces a state of flow, without a question. Now, you're gonna see immediate improvements on the first day. But if you, I mean, I'm on day 10, 11 now, and it's sort of become a habit now. I wake up and it's the first thing I do. Because I want my microdose. Because when I was microdosing, the first thing I do is I microdose. Because I want to be in flow. I want to be here and functional, make good videos and enjoy the day and enjoy myself. So I just wake up, I say, well, that's my microdose now. The further and further along you get in the practice, and the longer and longer the practice is, like if you want to go beyond an hour, which is, again, something now I feel ready for because I've been working up every day an hour, you'll see even greater improvements. You'll see even greater improvements. So meditation is, from what I'm learning now, is really the foundation. It's really the key. It's really the key to freedom, to liberation, and well-being. And fasting also, and not eating, becomes much easier the more and more you meditate and the more and more you do these practices, because you're fulfilled in the moment. It's not even on your mind because you're so in flow, you're so into this. I'm on my 4th video in a row now. 4th video in a row, and I still feel in flow. So if I really wanted to, I could go on making videos after. And I think each video that I made, those last 3 videos, which were really good videos, they were all like 20 minutes each around. So now I've been talking for an hour plus, and I really feel like I could keep talking. I really feel like I could keep talking. And not just talking like, just gibberish. I mean, these are pretty good videos. If I'm looking at them objectively, the information that I'm transmitting, because I'm just a transmitter, is pretty valuable stuff. Because I feel like I'm in flow. Because, this state is being induced through these practices that have been taken up lately. So today I did that, and before, so the 1 hour staring, I did a 1 hour walking meditation. So that's 2 hours of meditation, just trying to be here now. So then naturally I feel more here now, more in the flow, more in the present. Each meditation has a different effect on you. That's why I do all these different meditations throughout the day, because I'm trying to establish my basis as a meditator, if you will. Just like if I was to go play soccer right now, and I've never played soccer, but I want to be really good at it, well, I want to learn how to run. I want to learn how to accelerate. I want to learn how to pass the ball. I want to learn how to shoot it. And I want to learn how to read my teammates. I would have all these skills that I would want to learn just to be an all-around player, and then maybe I can specialize. I could become a striker. I could become a midfielder. I could become a defender. I could become a goalie. But first, I have to be well-rounded. I could maybe play defense. I could maybe play striker. Then I'll see where do I want to specialize. That's the stage that I'm in right now. That's why I sort of do different meditations throughout the day. And then at some point, my heart calls me towards psychokinesis and telekinesis, which means more staring. Okay, because you got to become the thing to be able to move it with your mind. So perhaps that might be my specialty later on. But for now, it's developing an overall athlete, developing an overall mental gymnast, because this is all mental gymnastics. And then you could specialize. But this is very powerful. The least it'll do is, if you do this regularly on a daily basis, is put you in a state of flow. And that's pretty fucking awesome. That's really cool to be in a state of flow. To not feel self-conscious, to feel free in your expression, and to just become an instrument for the Tao, an instrument for the way, all induced from within. Because it's a phenomena, an inner phenomena. With a molecule, a substance, you're taking an external thing to induce an internal phenomena, which is extremely helpful and useful. More grateful and appreciative I could not be of the microdosing experience. It's time to move on. So, that's about it. And I would like to extend my sincere gratitude and my deep love for the continued support of some of our beautiful Patreons, which we have about 25 of right now. And we just received another donation, a one-time donation via PayPal also. So that's 2 for today. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you. You guys are so amazing. For all of you. And if showing your appreciation in that way is something you're interested in, to support this community in its growth, to support my mission of doing this full time and then hosting retreats that will be affordable for everyone, right? If you'd like to show your support, you could go on Patreon, pledge as little as $2 a month, or make a one-time donation via PayPal if that's what you feel you're inclined to do. Okay? I really appreciate anything you throw my way. It all helps. And that's about it. Until next time, may the force be with you.